Tuesday's edition of Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started. Today, the Paschim Bangla Chhatra Samaj will hold a protest known as Nabanna Abhiyan at the State Secretariat in Howrah. Although the group describes itself as non-political, it has the backing of some political leaders. Meanwhile, to ensure smooth access for UGC NET exam candidates, Kolkata police has maintained a strong presence around exam centers and advised candidates to seek help if needed. On the other hand, BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari has defended the protest, arguing that people have the right to demonstrate and that restrictions are ineffective. In fact, in contrast, the ruling TMC has accused the opposition of inciting political unrest and using the protest to create chaos in the country. TMC leader criticized the opposition's attempts to stir trouble and highlighted past incidents of violence as part of the strategy of the opposition. Kolkata police has confirmed the authenticity of viral video from 9th of August showing a seminar room where a body was found. The police clarified that while the video depicts the area outside a cordoned-off section of the room, no one entered the restricted 40-foot section. The video includes scenes of the deceased parents, hospital staff, doctors and police in the remaining 11 feet of the room. The emergency medical officer was called to the area to officially declare the death. Despite the videos showing various individuals, the restricted section was accessible only to authorized personnel as per the police, which included the forensic team and the police ensuring tight control over the area. Prime Minister Modi spoke with US President Joe Biden covering major global topics. In their conversation, Modi reiterated India's support for peace and stability in Ukraine. He also raised concerns about the situation in Bangladesh, emphasizing the need for restoring normalcy and ensuring the strategy of minorities, particularly Hindus. Modi's comments highlighted India's diplomatic focus on regional stability and the protection of minority communities. NC leader Omar Abdullah has clarified that there were no objections from the Indian National Congress regarding the NC's manifesto. In their recent alliance announcement, Abdullah explained that during the initial talks, there was a question about a common minimum program, but he noted that such a program is typically developed after elections, further emphasizing that NC did not consult the Congress about its manifesto, nor did they seek input on their respective platforms. Under the strategic alliance, NC will now contest 51 of the 90 seats, while INC, which is the Congress, will field candidates in 32. The parties will have a friendly contest for the remaining seats, with additional seats allocated to CPIM and the Panthers Party. The alliance note is intended to present a unified front against communal forces in the region. Former Chief Minister of Jharkhand and veteran leader of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, Champai Soren, has announced his decision to join the BJP. The 67-year-old leader has confirmed his move in a late-night social media post, revealing that he met Union Home Minister Amit Shah before making the announcement. Champai Soren, who had stepped down as Chief Minister to allow Himanta Soren to take over after his release from the jail, had previously indicated that he would continue in politics and hinted at the possibility of starting a new political party. Amid speculation rife about his future, Champai Soren's shift to the BJP marks significant political development.
चंपाई सोरेन जी का साथ मैं खुद चाहता हूं कि वो बीजेपी में आए और हमें ताकत दे, लेकिन वो इतना बड़ा लीडर है, उनका बारे में मुझको टिप्पणी करना ठीक नहीं लगते है। अगर वो दिल्ली में आए हैं तो कोशिश करेगा बातचीत करने का भी, लेकिन ऐसे तो मेरा इनडायरेक्ट डायरेक्ट बात होते हैं, लेकिन कभी मैं उनका साथ पॉलिटिकल बात नहीं किया हूं आज तक। 5-6 महीना से ही मेरा कभी कभी बातचीत होते रहते हैं, लेकिन मैं कभी पॉलिटिकल बात नहीं करता हूं। लेकिन मुझको लगता है अभी समय आ चुका है थोड़ा बहुत राजनीति का बात भी करना।
The Karnataka government has been pressing the state governor to expedite prosecution sanctions in several high-profile cases under Section 17A of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Key figures involving former BJP ministers Murugesh Nirani, Shashikala Jole and Janardhan Reddy, as well as former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. Documents reveal that requests for prosecution are still pending for these individuals, with dates ranging from 2021 November to May 2024. Law and Parliamentary Minister H.K. Patil, supported by the cabinet led by D.K. Shivakumar, is urging are urging swift action in advance to advance these cases as per Article 163 of the Constitution. In a separate move, the Karnataka government has approved a 500 crore project for the Bengaluru Sky Deck, which is a new infrastructure venture aimed at offering a 360-degree view of Bengaluru. New allegations of physical and sexual abuse in the Malayalam film industry has surfaced as more and more actors come forward with the experiences of sexual abuse. Veteran actress Geeta Vijayan has recounted distressing incidents from 1991 during filming of Chanchatam involving persistent harassment by directors. Meanwhile, Tulasi Das, though she denies any Let's now shift focus to the business stories that we're tracking this Tuesday morning. Paytm shares fell sharply 9% on NSE following reports of a SEBI notice to founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma. The notice alleges Sharma violated capital market rules during Paytm's IPO in November 2021. SEBI's investigation note is based on claims of misrepresentations in the IPO process, with concerns that Vijay Shekhar Sharma should have been classified as a promoter, affecting his eligibility for ESOPs. The probe also questions why the board treated Sharma as a non-promoter. Additionally, Sharma's recent transfer of a 5% stake to a family trust and his acquisition of a 10.3% stake from the holdings have raised further scrutiny. Paytm stock has already dropped 18% this year and 41.2% over the past year, reflecting ongoing investor concerns. Paytm, meanwhile, note has downplayed the significance of the recent SEBI show-cause notice, stating it is not a new development. The company, through its parent 197 Communications, informed the stock exchange that it had previously disclosed this issue in its quarterly financial results. Paytm even emphasized that it is in regular communication with SEBI and making the necessary representations as well. The notice served to CEO Vijay Shekhar Sharma and board members concerns alleged non-compliance with shareholder classification norms and failure to disclose Sharma's stake as a key promoter during the IPO. Paytm note asserts that this issue was addressed in its financial reports and does not impact the financial results of previous quarters. The company also noted that it had granted employee stock options in compliance with SEBI regulations as confirmed by an independent legal opinion. The Ministry of Home Affairs has stated that Telegram continued operations in India hinges on its compliance with Indian laws, currently under investigation for its alleged misuse in criminal activities like gambling and extortion. Telegram's future could be at risk, similar to that of TikTok. The ongoing probe also examines the platform's involvement in the NEET UG paper leak and potential connections to the dark web. Telegram CEO Pavel Durov was recently arrested in France as part of the ongoing investigation. Telegram, meanwhile, asserted that Durov had nothing to hide and that the company complies with European laws. The decision on whether Telegram will face a ban in India will depend on the investigation findings, which are focused on assessing the platform's role in promoting illegal activities and ensuring it adheres to local regulations. Oil prices surged by 3% due to increased Middle East tensions and expectations of a US Federal Reserve cut. Brent crude rose to over 79 per barrel and West Texas Intermediate topped 75 per barrel. The spike was driven by fears of disrupted oil supply following a total production stoppage in Libya, where the eastern government has shut all oil fields. Brent crude futures climbed to $81.3 per barrel, while US crude futures reached $77.3. Additionally, global oil supplies have dropped to a two-year low, with stocks in OPEC countries running 120 million barrels below their seasonal average. Despite the heightened tensions, some believe that unless the situation escalates further, such as involving Iran, the impact on oil prices might be limited. The market, meanwhile, is closely watching the Federal Reserve's actions as chairman of Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, has hinted at possible rate cuts in near future. The IBM has announced the closure of its research and development operations in China, resulting in over 1,000 job losses. Despite its major cut, the company has assured that client support in Greater China region will remain unaffected. This decision is part of IBM's strategy to address declining hardware demand and challenges in global growth markets, the company is expected to shift its R&D activities to other international locations. IBM's revenue in China has dropped by 20%, which reflects broader trends. As such, other tech giants like Ericsson, Tesla, Amazon, Intel and also reduce their reliance on China amid escalating US-China trade tensions. In fact, in a related move, Microsoft has advised its Chinese employees to consider relocating as it plans to move its cloud computing and AI research out of China. And those were all the business stories that we are tracking. Let's now take a look at other international stories that we are tracking this Tuesday morning. Former President Donald Trump has criticized Vice President Kamala Harris in connection with the withdrawal from Afghanistan. This also marks the third anniversary of the suicide bombing that killed 13 US service members. Speaking at a conference in Detroit, Trump described the attack as humiliation that undermined American credibility globally. Trump's comments reflect ongoing controversy over the handling of Afghanistan withdrawal.
Today marks the 3-year anniversary of the terrorist attack at Abbey Gate. Now, we say Abbey Gate, a lot of people don't know what that means. It means Afghanistan. That left 13 American service members dead, dozens more badly wounded, and many innocent civilians also killed and injured, hundreds of people killed. Never been anything like it. It's the wrong base. Shouldn't have taken the soldiers out first. Should have taken the soldiers out last. That's where you'd want to be. I took the soldiers out first, and they had a field day at our expense and our reputation.
Canada announced that it will impose a 100% tariff on imports of Chinese-made electric vehicles, aligning with recent US measures. The tariffs are aimed at countering what Western governments describe as unfair subsidies provided by China to its automotive industry. The decision follows discussions between US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his cabinet. Sullivan note is scheduled to visit Beijing today. In addition to EV tariffs, Canada will also implement a 25% tariff on Chinese steel and aluminium.
Over the summer, we saw inflation return to normal, and now interest rates are coming down. Our books are the envy of the developed world. Within the G7, Canada has the lowest deficit and the lowest net government debt. And in terms of foreign investment, we are top 3 in the world and number 1 per capita in the G20 for foreign direct investment. Companies around the world are taking an interest in investing in Canada to make things in Canada more than just about any other country.
The White House condemned Russia following a large-scale missile and drone assault on Ukraine that resulted in at least 4 deaths and more than a dozen injuries. The attack, which began around midnight and persisted into the day, involved more than 100 missiles and an equal number of drones as well. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to leading a coalition of over 50 countries in supplying Ukraine with essential military equipment, which includes air defense systems and interceptors crucial for defending against such attacks by Russia. Israel's military has released footage which claims to show airstrikes on Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. The renewed fighting follows a brief lull after intense exchanges of strikes between Israel and Lebanese terror group. In fact, in response, Hezbollah launched a barrage of hundreds of drones and rockets. The latest escalation comes after Israel's preemptive strikes on southern Lebanon aimed at preventing a major attack planned by the Hezbollah group in retaliation for the killing of one of its top commanders in Beirut last month. UNICEF has initiated delivery of polio vaccine type 2 to Gaza region. This is not a part of major vaccination effort that is aimed to reach more than 640,000 children. This operation is being conducted in collaboration with the World Health Organization WHO and UNRWA. The campaign comes in response to detection of polio in wastewater at 6 locations in conflict zone of Gaza and ongoing challenges posed by over 10 months of conflict. 8 groups are focused on vaccinating more than 6 lakh children under the age group of 10 and have called for an urgent pause in hostilities to facilitate the vaccination process. The WHO and UNICEF have emphasized the need for at least a 7-day ceasefire to effectively carry out the vaccination efforts.
Here are some of the 1.2 million vaccine doses that UNICEF is bringing to the Gaza Strip. The objective is to lead a large-scale vaccination campaign against poliovirus type 2 in cooperation with WHO, UNRWA and other partners. The objective is to have more than 640,000 children below the age of 10 vaccinated against polio in Gaza.
Qatar Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Thani met with Iran President in Tehran amid escalating regional tensions in the region. The visit in fact comes as peace talks between Israel and Hamas have ended without an agreement, and fighting between Israel and Hezbollah continues to intensify. During the meeting, the leader expressed hopes that the Islamic nations and other countries would pressure Israel supporters to contain the state and address what he describes as crimes and genocide in Gaza region. Funeral prayers were held for security personnel who died fighting terrorists in Baluchistan region. The ceremony took place at the Frontier Constabulary headquarters in Quetta. Following the prayers, the bodies were transported to their homes and villages. In villages, the violence in Baluchistan note escalated with gunmen carrying out multiple attacks across the province. At least 38 people were killed in 3 separate incidents, which marked one of the deadliest days of violence in the region. In fact, in Mushakil district, 23 people were shot dead overnight after being taken from buses, vehicles and trucks. The attackers also burned at least 10 vehicles before fleeing the scene. In the region 9, in Kala district, 9 people, including 4 police officers and 5 passers-by, were killed in a separate attack. Not just that, 6 bodies were found in Bolan, where insurgents also destroyed a railway track. A landslide in Alaska's region has resulted in a death and 3 injuries. A landslide which occurred on a steep forested hillside swept through several homes, resulting in significant damage. A local resident recalled the terrifying experience, describing how she initially mistook the shaking of a house for an earthquake. Authorities have mandated the evacuation of nearby homes as slide area remains unstable. State and local geologists are expected to assess the area for potential secondary slides. And on that note, we head into a very short break. When we come back, we'll get you all the action from the world of sports and entertainment. Russian tennis player Andrei Rublev and Norwegian tennis player Casper Ruud advanced to the second round of the US Open. Rublev seeded 6-1 and will face either Christopher Eubanks or Arthur in the next match. Ruud, the 2022 US Open finalist, secured a straight sets victory and will meet either French tennis player or Argentinian opponent in the next match. Ben Shelton in the straight sets time, the 2020 singles winner, was defeated in the first round on marking his farewell, beg your pardon.
A really important moment for me because I've had my greatest success of my career here on this court.
Let's now shift focus to all that we are tracking from the world of glitz and glamour. Let's get started. Malayalam actor Prithviraj has strongly condemned the findings of the Hema panel report, which revealed serious issues regarding the treatment of women in the Malayalam film industry. Prithviraj has called for a thorough investigation into the report's allegations and demanded stringent action against those found guilty. He criticized the Association of Malayalam Movies Artists for past inaction and emphasized the need for both accountability and fairness. Addressing questions about a possible power group in the industry, Prithviraj acknowledged that while he has not personally been affected, he supports the dismantling of such groups if they exist. Veteran Malayalam actor Siddiqui has filed a police complaint against actress Revathi Sampath, who recently accused him of sexual misconduct. The complaint was submitted to the Director General of Police in Kerala. Revathi Sampath had alleged that Siddiqui, the General Secretary of the AMMA, sexually harassed her. When she was 21 years old, she claimed that Siddiqui first contacted her on social media and later abused her during a film discussion. Actor Vikram has expressed his revulsion over recent crimes against women, including the alleged rape and murder of a trainee doctor in Kolkata and the findings of the Justice Hema panel report on exploitation in Malayalam cinema. Describing the incidents as disgusting, Vikram even reflected on how such issues might be addressed through cinema. Vikram's comments highlight the urgent need for societal and systemic changes to improve women's safety. American filmmaker Todd Phillips returns to the Venice Film Festival with Joker Folie à Deux, dogs with a highly anticipated sequel to his 2019 hit. The film features American actor Joaquin Phoenix reprising his role as Arthur Fleck and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Angelina Jolie will portray opera legend Maria Callas in Pablo Larraín's new film Maria, premiering at the 81st Venice Film Festival. Larraín, known for his film about iconic women like Spencer and Jackie, collaborates with screenwriter Stephen Knight to explore the life of Callas, a famous soprano with a dramatic personal history. Oasis are hitting a potential reunion as they prepare to celebrate the 30th anniversary of their album Definitely Maybe on 30th of August this year. Brothers Lime and Noel Gallagher have posted a video announcing a special reveal, sparking speculation about their much discussed reunion. And that's all we have for you in this edition of our broadcast. But when we come back, we'll keep getting you all that's making news from not just back home, but across the country.